Good morning, everyone. That's not project team, my friend. Good morning, everyone. Yes, that sounds like we are with the project community now. Well, my name is Sajan Parihar, and I'm going to be your host for today's session. We have a pretty packed agenda here, so I think I'm going to just jump into some of the things that to talk with you guys today. And I think we still have people coming in. So anyways, I think we'll get started. So for today's session, we are pretty much going to talk about our vision for project and portfolio management. But we have packed it with lots of demos. So as far as our agenda is concerned, and we have tons of things here, and I'll be joined by my two colleagues, Howard and Mike. They'll be co-presenting with me. In fact, Mike will be doing all the demos. He's the same guy who did an awesome job at the project conference. And once you do a good job, you get penalized, and we keep asking him to come with us again and again. Now, next thing is so what is our vision for this space? And I'm just going to give you a two-dimensional overview. Who knows, next time when you all have a HoloLens, we'll talk about three-dimensional vision. But for today, we'll live with the two dimensions. So on one hand, you have how the work gets done. That's on the y-axis. You do a lot of work as individuals. You form ad hoc teams. Like I would say that if you think about this session, it was me and my colleagues. We formed an ad hoc team. We just came together for this session. We'll be done. And then, we move on from there. There's a lot of work that happens in project teams. And finally, you have supervisory work like, your CEOs, CIOs, executives, and they do a different type of work in a sense that they want to get more insights and all. And from tool standpoint, on the bottom left side, we call this space as task management. And you can do task management in a variety of ways. And many people use Outlook for that. Some users use OneNote for that. And a lot of you use pen and paper, and that's totally fine. The next, in the middle, you'll see a space we call that as work management. And work management is something which you can do today with SharePoint. So we have a task app, and you can pull your task. You can form a team site, and you can do a lot of work with that. But this is an area where we showed you something around groups yesterday, and we're investing very actively in this space. I would say we'll have more out-of-box experiences that we'll start to share with you guys later this year. So you just watch out for this space. I think we'll be doing a lot of good work here. But the focus for today's session is around project portfolio management. So you see that at the high end, that's where project and portfolio management fits in. So a vision for us is really we'll bring you, we'll meet all your needs, right from task management to work management to project management to portfolio management. And I can bet that there are very few companies who can really meet your needs end-to-end. That is something I think we take that as a huge differentiator for us as a Microsoft. And how we do that, that's something I'll talk in the next slide in the form of how our solution looks like. So about 2 years ago, we moved our project and portfolio management solution to the cloud. So the way how many of you are using Office 365? Okay, that's great. So I'll say if you're using Office 365, you should be using the equivalent Project Pro for Office 365, because that works great. At the same time, you should be using Project Online. So those are things that you'll get. And one of the differentiators we have here is, we have built the whole solution around Office 365. We have literally taken Office 365 as a building platform, and we have built on top of that. Now, if you just take a step back, as you work on projects, you are working on a lot of documents. Let's take an example of IT. You might be working on a requirements document, and you need a lot of people to work on that. That's where you need co-authoring from Word. And yesterday we said we are going to support that for the rich client as well. And that's something, again, we get from Office. You need a project site. Yes, we already have that because SharePoint had it, SharePoint Online has it, and we are built on top of that. If you want a feed, a social conversation, you can integrate Yammer to your project site. You want great insights? And we'll show a lot of good stuff here. It's not that we have built a new reporting solution. We are literally using Power BI. I mean, if you're on-premise, we use SQL Server. And for cloud, we are using Power BI. And likewise, you can see that we are literally using different things from across Microsoft. And that is something I would say is a huge differentiator for us. As you can imagine that yesterday, we talked about Cortana. You can ask different questions to Cortana. In a few months, we will start to show you that, how you can ask Cortana. You can ask, hey, Cortana, show me projects that are running late. And Cortana is going to tell you. Because Once we have our data come to Power BI, and from there, that's how we showed you from Cortana, it's not hard for you to imagine that we'll have the same thing for projects as well. And you can throw all kind of queries, reports, and all. I think the way you're going to interact is going to change with time. We do believe that more and more people are going to use natural, user interface. Like many of us, we have got accustomed to touch now. It's only a matter of time we'll start to go with voice. And that's something you'll see we'll bring in our solution with project and portfolio management. So that is on the product side. But if I have to distill in functional capabilities, as I talk to different customers, there are a few common questions I see. I'll generally present them Office 365, and I talk about Project Online. And most of their questions, they really come down to these 4 things. Okay, my clicker is not with me. Okay, there it goes. The very first one is around how can you help our business teams to align and help us to select better projects. Let me see, I think my clicker is... Okay, I'm going to use the keyboard here. So the first question you get around is, how can you help us to align business strategy and project selection? Second is, how can we increase success rates of our projects? And that's where your execution comes in. Third is, how can you help our project teams collaborate better? This is something I hear over and over again. You have distributed teams working on projects, and I think the key question is, how can you help us to collaborate better? And finally, other than security, the other question I get from customers is, I get it, I love cloud, I can see that I can be up and running pretty quick, but I do have my unique needs. My customers have different needs, and how can you really help us meet those needs? And for your unique needs, I think that's where you can use Office Store. Like we have add-ins, and our partners are creating a lot of apps, and I think that's the way we are going to meet your unique custom needs. One of the stats, just to give it to you, I think I was reading yesterday that we now have, every day we have 14 million API calls being made to Office 365 just through add-ins. So there is a huge momentum. That's how customers are going to meet their unique needs. That's how you should think about. Let's say you're working in healthcare space, and you think, I need a different type of report. Okay. Before you start to create your own report, I would encourage you, go and take a look at Office Store. See if there's a partner who has already created something which might be similar, if not same, and they can probably customize their reports for you, and you can always sideload them to your own tenant so you can meet your own custom needs. With our solution, I think we have been in the business for, I don't know, more than a decade. As of today, I think we have the highest market share in this space. That's something which we are incredibly proud of. And we have 20 million users, and we've got more than 10,000 organizations. And we could have not got to this, or we don't have so many customers without our partners. And if I can leave you one good point here, one of the key things I have seen that how customers succeed or fail with their project implementation is by choosing a right partner. So I'll really encourage you to make sure that you are getting a right partner to work with you, because that's going to be a key success differentiator for your implementations. And we've got hundreds of partners worldwide. And I'm just going to quickly touch some of those guys who are here. Like we have AdviceCon, Delta Bond, Progility. They are great consulting partners. And I think all of them, they are here. So you should definitely check out their booth. If you're looking about doing migration from on-premise to the cloud, so Fluent Pro can help you with that. They have solutions that can help you move. Next, you have Project Host. If you're going to live in a hybrid world, and I see many customers, they say that I want to keep my servers, but take it to Azure. And Project Host can help you do hybrid deployments. Next, we have UMT 360, which I would say they are one of our best ISV partners. And they can help you with application portfolio management. They can also help you with financials. I think that's their strength. And finally, like we talked yesterday, that we do meet needs across a variety of industries. And we have different industry solutions. And Wincere is one such partner that brings a lot of industry flavor. So if you're in biotech, if you're in pharma, healthcare, health sciences, that's the space that they play in. And all of these partners, they have booths out here. So I would definitely ask you to go and check them out.